Good Thursday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Thursday. I am your meteorologist, Joe Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Thursday evening going into your future. We have some stuff that we're going to talk about. Obviously, tonight, rather that be with our heat that will continue. Also, us talking about us just talking about our thunderstorm activity that will continue as well. But first, before we get into that, first off, if you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, make sure you're going to do so. Also, make sure you're going to hit the share button. Share with all of the people that you know, because we're trying to get to 600 subscribers. We're at 513 or 512 right now as we speak. And we're trying to get to that goal. So let's go on and get there. Let's go on now and talk with the recorded audience for the people who could unfortunately not make it to the live stream tonight. Good Thursday evening, South Carolina weather watchers. Hopefully, everyone has had a fantastic Thursday. I am your meteorologist, Peterson, and let's go on and talk about the weather for your Thursday evening going into your future. Now, looking at the radar right now, obviously nothing really going on for the entire state of South Carolina. But if we scroll all the way out, let's look at what's going on throughout the entire United States. We do have some damage going on. Yes, some damage going on over here near on the eastern side of Baltimore. There is some damage going on over there near Aberdeen, Maryland. Also in Chicago, or just to the west of Chicago, just north of Aurora. There's some damage from some storms that came through earlier. That's what's going on there right now and what they're dealing with. We also do have some rainfall in Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Virginia, as well as Georgia, Florida, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, Montana getting some storms, Washington getting some rainfall as well as we speak. And if you go into our cloud cover, it's relatively clear right now. You're not really seeing too much in terms of cloud cover throughout the state right now. If we go into cloud cover for like our future, you can see as we go on and push this forward, that cloud cover doesn't really make too much of an appearance until we get to around tomorrow morning, where that cloud cover really starts to move in from the south and push its way up into the Midlands and up into the upstate, and even parts of the Grand Strand and PD region start to receive some of that as we go into tomorrow afternoon and evening. Current temperatures right now, the new layout for current temperatures right now, we have 86 in Columbia as well as 85 in Sumter. We also do have 83 in Orangeburg, 80 in Somerville, as well as 80 in Charleston, 80 inside of Georgetown, as well as, I believe that was 81 in Charleston. We also do have 81 in Murrells Inlet, as well as 81 in Conway, 81 in Myrtle Beach, and if you move up here to the upstate, places like 83 in Newberry, 82 in Greenwood, South Carolina as well. And then some other regions, like up here far into the upstate, those temperatures 79 like in Malden, and 81 near Wood, or 80 in Woodruff, as well as 78 near Greenville. Low temperatures for tonight, 70 in Greenville, 70 in Spartanburg, as well as 71 in Rock Hill, 70 in Winsboro, as well as 72 in Columbia, 72 in Orangeburg, as well as 71 in Walterboro, 71 in Moncks Corner, 76 in Charleston, as well as 72 in Georgetown, 76 in Myrtle Beach, as well as 70 in Greenville, 70 in Anderson, as well as Greenwood, 71 in Aiken. Looking at our rainfall for tonight, overall around 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch for places like Moncks Corner, Charleston, Hilton Head Island, Orangeburg, Barton Wells, Sumter, Florence, Cheraw, Camden, Winsboro, Rock Hill, Newberry, Lawrence, Greenville, Anderson. All these places, 100th of an inch to a 10th of an inch, and 10th of an inch to a quarter of an inch for places like Spartanburg and maybe some other places splotched around. But overall, it's mainly around, probably maximum around a quarter of an inch to a half an inch as we move through the next 24 hours. Severe weather, this is what we were looking at for tonight. This is most likely changed as there's not really too much of a storm chance anymore. If we go on and check that out real quick, yes, they have completely gotten rid of the severe weather, so all this dark green and yellow that you're looking at, that is now gone. It's now just all light green, which is just a regular thunderstorm chance. Obviously, a storm could potentially get going if a shower does get going throughout this region, northern Midlands, upstate, pretty much the entire upstate of South Carolina, and even portions of the central and southern Midlands as well. Tomorrow we do have a marginal risk of severe weather for Rock Hill, Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson, Clemson as well. Again, this is for a chance for some damaging winds, only a 5% chance of damaging winds. So overall, isolated wind gusts 40, 60 miles per hour with some of these storms as we go into tomorrow. Saturday, there is no threat for any sort of severe weather on Saturday, June the 28th, 2025 at all. But thunderstorms are possible. As you go into excessive rainfall for tonight, you can see that there is nothing going on for tonight in terms of excessive rainfall, so we are good there. If you go on to day 2, which is tomorrow, marginal risk of excessive rainfall for Greenville, Spartanburg, Anderson, Greenwood, Aiken, Columbia, Orangeburg, Sumter, Rock Hill, Florence also is included in there. Orangeburg, St. Matthews, Bamberg, Aiken, all these places that's in this vicinity has a chance for some minor flooding tomorrow. And if you go even further into the future, day 5, which is Monday, minor flooding might be easily spotted here as well, from Walhalla through Clemson and Greenville, as well as Boiling Springs, South Carolina. If we go into the models, let's go on and look into the future. So as you can see, starting off here at 9 p.m., going on to push this forward, you can see that, again, you're not really expecting too much rainfall tonight at all, going all the way even into tomorrow morning and the early afternoon hours. So it's going to be mainly dry. If we push this forward right here, finally some rainfall and some thunderstorm activity starts to pop up at around 3 to 4 p.m. And again, those thunderstorms up there inside of the upstate could potentially be severe, with that going on probably from around 4 p.m. all the way through maybe to around 9 p.m.-ish, and then maybe even by 10 p.m. you can still see some thunderstorms going on. And maybe some rainfall even tries to go on through the overnight hours, especially in the PD region over there, around 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then past that, even more as we get into, this is Saturday morning right here. Saturday morning looks a lot calmer as well, even going into Saturday afternoon. Now, thunderstorms are possible for the entire state on Saturday, but the morning time on Saturday is looking good, and even the early afternoon as well. Going into the long-term future, so this is our long-term future, like 300 to 400 hours. As we push this forward, you can see that just this rainfall every single day threat still is going on all the way to July the 4th, all the way to July the 7th, July the 8th, July the 10th, the 11th, the 12th. I mean, once we get to around like July the 9th, we can't really get any further than that. But overall, this entire state pretty much has a chance to receive some rainfall as we go all the way through July the 9th. Now, will everyone receive rainfall every single day? Obviously not, but I do believe that a lot of places are going to have a chance to receive that rainfall. And I do want to check one thing real quick inside of South Carolina real quick before I go in and show it. Actually, I can show this real quick. So, for example, I'm going to take a random place. I'm doing this on the fly. I'm going to take a random place inside of South Carolina. Let's take Orangeburg, for example. I'm going to go up there real quick just to show you. This is the forecast for Orangeburg from the National Weather Service right here. And you can see overall, there's rainfall pretty much every single day. You have Friday, there's a 30% chance. Friday night, there's a 30%. Saturday, there's a 40% chance. Saturday night, there is a 30% chance. And 40% chance for Sunday, 30% chance for Sunday night, 40% chance for Monday, 30% chance for Monday night, 50% chance for Tuesday, 50% chance for Tuesday night, Wednesday, 60% chance, and then 50% on Thursday as well. I can even go over here to Holly Hill as well, for example, and it most likely, again, will say the same thing the entire time. You can go all throughout the state, and you can see that every single day there is a chance of rainfall. And so pretty much the point of all of this and what I'm trying to prove is that everyone will have a chance of rainfall, which means you should never let your guard down in terms of rain or thunderstorms either, because this is going to be an everyday occurrence like I've been talking about for the past, ever since we started really getting into this pattern, and that's going to be expected. I mean, this all goes all the way out towards Thursday, so this is for the next 7 days for a lot of us. And that's just what I wanted to say there. I want to go on and look at the crazy score now. Let's see how crazy the weather is for tonight on a scale of 1 to 100. It's at a 23. No, I'm not going live tonight. Obviously, it's just a 23 inside the mild category. Slightly breezy, but no major concerns. The reason why it puts us inside of that 23 category, it's actually on my phone and not my computer. So I'm going to pull that up right now. It says most storms have already dissipated and no additional convection is expected. Conditions are stable with only fog potential in the typical low-lying spots. No wind, no rain, no severe threats, and skies trending from partly cloudy to pretty much clear. So it's going to be muggy, but I mean, that's pretty much it. There's nothing else really to talk about. Let's go on now and talk about the tropics, because we have this area right here that we are watching for. No threat for South Carolina right now, but I do want to show it real quick. This disturbance over here, it says an area of showers and thunderstorms currently over the northwestern Caribbean Sea and adjacent land areas is expected to move west-northwestward into the Bay of Campeche Saturday or Saturday night. A low-pressure area could form after that time if a system remains over the water. So there is a 10% chance of the thing forming through the next 48 hours and a 20% chance of the thing forming over the next 7 days. So this is the little system right here that we are watching for as it moves its way into the Gulf of Mexico. Now, this is our first or second. The other one was up here, and it formed obviously in a tropical storm Andrea, where it didn't really do anything. But this one over here is one that, again, no current threat for South Carolina, but we're still watching for. Over here in the Eastern Pacific, though, they got a lot of stuff going on over here, too. They have a area right here that they're going to have to watch for. This thing has a 50% chance of forming through the next 48 hours and a 90% chance of forming over the next 7 days. So a tropical depression is expected to form late this week, while the system moves slowly west-northwestward off the coast of southern Mexico. So it's going to become more conducive, and it will form into a tropical depression for sure. Will it turn into a tropical storm? And I believe their next is the D name over there in the Eastern Pacific. So that is it in terms of the tropics. I do want to look at the drought monitor, and first off, just want to say that even after these hot temperatures, these probably not record breaking, maybe some record breaking, but definitely hotter than average temperatures, there is still no drought going on, and not even an abnormally dry going on throughout the state. So let's go and give a round of applause for that. So obviously, we're all inside the none category, inside the white none category, meaning that we are still all good in terms of any sort of droughts or abnormally dry areas. Let's go on now and talk with the audience. If you want to be a part of the audience, you can by joining us at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Let's see what the audience has to say for tonight. For some reason, my YouTube studio is not working, so I'm going to have to actually go on to what you guys see on the regular YouTube page instead. So, starting off, Mr. Chris says, hello, just from Monk's Corner, we survived last night. Also, what was the highest wind recorded from last night? I believe it was, the highest one that I saw was near Panopolis, and that one was 62 miles per hour. I know up there, they had a 58, I believe it was somewhere up a bit more north of that, but again, I might be, unless somebody else caught something, but they did not give it to the National Weather Service, but I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure, that the highest wind gust was 62. That was actually recorded. Now, again, there could definitely be some higher wind gusts, but just not recorded. The highest one that I saw was 62, and that was near Panopolis. yesterday evening when the storms went through Berkeley County. So definitely Berkeley County near Moncks Corner for sure. Y'all got the highest winds for sure out of pretty much the entire day yesterday. That's on record. My Nana says, hello Jay, I did only a couple things outside today. It was too warm. My hottest temperatures on my old station set around 95. I'm going to bring you over here so I can check out my own weather station real quick. My says 91. 91. So that was the highest one that I got for today. So around 91 degrees. Mr. Anthony says, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Thad says, good evening, just fine. I'm glad you guys survived the weather. Hopefully no time soon. We had some today, but it was not as bad as last night. Trail says, greetings, everyone. Greetings to you. And that's it. So let's go on now and talk about the 3 locations outside of South Carolina, that being San Antonio, Raleigh, and Philadelphia. Starting off with San Antonio first, low temperatures tonight 74, high temperatures tomorrow 94, and low temperatures tomorrow night 73. There's a slight chance of showers tonight, but after that, no precipitation is expected tomorrow, just at all. If you go into severe weather, there is no severe weather that is expected. And then in terms of excessive rainfall, there is no excessive rainfall that is expected either. Going into Raleigh being our next location, low temperatures tonight 74, high temperatures tomorrow at 95, low temperatures tomorrow night at 73, and there's a slight chance of thunderstorms tonight. No precipitation is expected tomorrow during the day, but a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow night. That's all a possibility, and there was actually a small chance for a thunderstorm to come by, and it might be severe. It could potentially be severe as it passes through. So again, watch out maybe for a storm that might pass by with 40 to 60 mile per hour winds as you move your way through tonight. In terms of excessive rainfall, tomorrow you do have a chance for some minor flooding for Friday. But after that, that's it. Final location being Philadelphia, low temperatures tonight 66, high temperatures tomorrow night at 73, low temperatures tomorrow night at 68. There obviously is no longer a threat really for any sort of severe weather, as pretty much that expired once they updated it around like 10 minutes ago or so, somewhere around there. So no longer a threat for any sort of severe weather anymore, and even for tomorrow as well. But Saturday there is a potential threat for some more severe weather on Saturday. There is a slight chance of showers tomorrow during the day, and then a chance of showers tomorrow night as well. And so that's it in terms of those 3 locations. What's going on throughout the entire U.S.? A prolonged and intense heat wave continues into Friday with relief by this weekend. Extreme heat warnings and heat advisories remain in effect for portions of the Ohio Valley going into places like Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Missouri, Arkansas, Tennessee Valley, down Alabama, Mississippi, Virginia, and North Carolina as well. Unsettled weather could produce severe weather and excessive rainfall for portions of the central and the eastern U.S. as well. Severe thunderstorm watches are still out for parts of Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, Iowa, and Missouri as well. And so I believe that is about it in terms of our forecast for tonight. Let me check out the chat one more time. I do not see anything else. If you have not hit the like button or the subscribe button yet, make sure you go and do so. Hit the share button as well. We've had, so far, I can't check how many people we've had on so far. Yes, I can actually. We've had so far 20 people tuned in, and we only have 9 likes. So make sure that you go on and hit the like button if you have not already. Hit the subscribe button. It's free. We're trying to get to 600 subscribers, and I'm not receiving any money by doing this. So make sure that you go on and do so. I will be back tomorrow morning with your Friday morning forecast update. Only one more day to go for the work week, and we will be to the weekend. Everyone have a fantastic rest of your Thursday.